When ready.
To begin my demonstration today, I'd like to quote an actor named Peter O'Toole. He once said, "I can make the best French toast." Sadly, he was an absolutely horrible cook. But I hope after seeing me today make French toast that you can at least make a decent French toast. The 3 steps that you need to do this are gathering your materials, mixing your ingredients, and then pressing and dressing your French toast. The key materials you need are, of course, a mixing bowl, a fork, and then you need a plate so that you can eat your food, a knife and a cutting board, and of course a panini press or like a waffle iron, something that you can heat your French toast in. Once you have those, of course, you can start gathering what materials and items you actually need to make it, which of course are 2 eggs, you need 2 pieces of bread, sometimes 3 depending on how much egg batter you actually tend to make. You're going to need vanilla extract, brown sugar, cinnamon, honey, and your choice of fruit. Today I chose a peach. Now that you have all of your ingredients prepared, or not prepared, but here on the table, then you can actually start to make your batter. So you're going to crack both eggs into here. Then you can add your vanilla extract. I put a decent amount in. You can use less, you can use more depending on how you like the flavor of your French toast. Then I add 2 to 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. I put it in here just for ease of transport. It's not garlic salt, trust me. Then I do a healthy dose of cinnamon. It's one of the optional things you can do. You don't absolutely have to do it, but I believe it does make the batter itself taste better on the bread. At this point, you're just about prepared to start mixing your ingredients together, as is why I brought a fork and not an egg beater. So I'll mix everything together for us. You want to make sure that your mixture is a kind of light-brown color. One of the optional things you can do is use milk if you want to lengthen the batter, but due to the amount of bread that I'm going to be using and the actual time I have, I decided against that. But if you are doing it for like a family or something, you can use about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of milk, and that'll make it so that you can do probably 4 or 5 pieces of bread instead of just 2 or 3. So the batter is a nice healthy brown color. All the yellow is gone from the yolk. And at this point, my panini press is ready, and I can actually start to make the toast. What you want to do is you go ahead and grab your bread. You want to make sure that it's well soaked in the egg mixture, so that it's soaked through and dripping. Put it on there, and I just burned myself. That was wonderful. And you want to make sure you use it as much as the egg batter as you can. Any excess can, of course, be used to make a kind of vanilla cinnamon egg mixture, which is actually delicious on like other things. You want to press this and keep it down for about a minute, a little bit longer if you like a little bit thicker French toast. Move these things out of the way, and during this time I'm going to cut up the fruit that I'll put on top. As I said, I chose a peach today, but it's also very good with strawberries, apples, basically anything you'd like. You just want to keep the palate general to a sweeter taste. It's the waiting that is always a tidbit tedious. Now that is all cut up. It's now a waiting game, as savage as that sounds. As you can see, there's very little mess to clean up, and I think that's part of the point of this, is that you want to make sure that you can make a nice, easy breakfast without having too much mess to clean up afterwards. I will be pulling this off probably a little bit earlier than I should for time constraints. But now that your toast is pressed, you can begin to dress it. My favorite thing to do is put on the fruit first, make sure that it looks nice, and make sure everything's put together. At this point, a little bit more cinnamon doesn't harm anyone. And then I dress it, of course, with honey. You can also use syrup or molasses. Molasses is also a good choice. But at this point, your French toast is pressed, dressed, and ready to eat. If you think that cooking is impossible for you and that you would do a horrible job of this, as obviously it is not too difficult, then think to the Lewis Carroll quote that you can believe 6 impossible things before breakfast. Believe this is possible, and eat your breakfast. Thank you.